Let me tell you something. No one's probably ever told you before, but it will explain why things with women never seem to work out for you, no matter how hard you try. And after this one simple truth, you might never look at approaching women the same way again. Ready? The biggest mistake men make when meeting women is being too serious. You started absorbing this seriousness from early childhood. Movies, books, they all told you a real man is someone who behaves properly, speaks directly, stays composed. In movies, he saves the day, suffers, and proves his love. Your parents told you to be polite. Teachers told you not to tease the girls. All of this built a false belief in you. If you act serious, she'll choose you. But now you're grown. You walk up to women with a serious face. You speak respectfully, don't cross any lines, don't joke, don't offend. You think that's the way it should be. That's how you show you're normal, respectful, that this is the right way to do it. But want to know the truth? The woman you're talking to in that moment isn't even there. You're talking to her, but her mind is somewhere else. She nods, smiles, but her eyes wander. And when you finally ask for her number, she says, "I have a boyfriend." Or if she does give you a number, it's fake. You call, and here this number is unavailable. Or just endless ringing. Or maybe it's instantly busy, meaning she blocked you. And you sit there wondering, what did I go wrong? I was being normal. That's exactly it. You were too serious, too normal, too predictable. She gets approached by dozens of men a day, and they're all just like you. Serious, proper, logical. Here's a phrase I want you to remember for the rest of your life. The more serious you are, the further you are from her emotions, her interest, and her body. Seriousness is the killer of attraction. Seriousness is like a cold shower on her emotions. It's like trying to start an engine and pouring brake fluid in instead of gas. A woman doesn't operate on logic. She runs on emotion. She doesn't have a rational filter like men do. She has a built-in scanner, a biological radar that silently asks, does this guy turn me on or not? If you're calm, even, and predictable, you're giving her nothing to grab onto. She feels nothing. And if she feels nothing, then to her, you don't exist as a man. You get put in the seems nice, but no spar category. Polite, forgettable. And don't be surprised when, after you finally manage to call her, she says, "Wait, who is this again?" But here's the good news. You can change this, and I'll show you exactly how it works inside her head. Once you get this, you'll never approach a woman the same way again. Let's first break down how the female psyche actually works, and why logic doesn't control her attraction. Remember this. A woman makes decisions based on emotion, not logic. You can look good, speak well, be successful. But if she doesn't feel anything around you, you've already lost before it even started. A woman isn't an Excel spreadsheet. She's an emotional creature. She doesn't respond to reason. She responds to internal emotional triggers built into her by nature itself. She doesn't make this decision consciously. Etch this into your brain forever. It happens in her subconscious. It's pure instinct. Her logic might say, he's not my type. I'm not looking for anything. He's not my usual vibe. But if something inside her clicks emotionally, she stays. She keeps talking to you. And later she'll even adjust the logic to match the feeling. We'll get into that soon. That's why not being serious, and especially making her laugh, is so important. When a woman laughs, she relaxes. And when she relaxes, she stops controlling herself. And that's when desire kicks in. It's physiology. Laughter is an instant release of control. It strips off the armor, disables her filters, and brings her back into her body. Now listen carefully. A woman can't laugh hard and defend herself at the same time. That's the key. That's the moment you slip inside. Not into her body, but into her emotional reality. So starts in the mind. Yes, that's where desire is born. But the mind only triggers behavior when her emotions and body are engaged. At that point, you're no longer just a guy who walked up. You become a feeling she experienced. You became a state, a moment. And that already means a lot. You have to become that feeling. You have to be the one she associates with lightness, pleasure, and unpredictability. Not logic, not explanations, just a sensation. That's crucial. Remember that. Want to understand how this works in practice? Look, if you made her laugh before she even really knew your name, you're already deep inside her emotional field. You've made it in. And in that moment, logic takes a back seat. Because, and I'll say it again, women by nature are irrational beings. Her body feels comfort, safety, and it sees you as a source of pleasure, and through the body, signals of desire start firing in her brain. She starts to want. And that's the most important part. That's exactly why I'm telling you. Don't try to be liked. Try to slip inside, through emotion, through laughter, through play, through tugging on her emotional strings. You're not some guy handing out business cards. You're a virus, a character, a memory. You're her emotional anomaly. The kind of guy she later tells her friend about. I met this guy today. He was so different. So now, how do you get rid of that inner seriousness? How do you go from being a boring, safe guy to becoming the kind of man she remembers with a shiver in her body? Instead of trying to be the right kind of guy, you need to tell a story, a legend, so to speak. A story where you're the kind of man a woman wants to fall for, wants to take a risk for, wants to tell her friends about, and craves more of. You need to create a story around yourself where you're the main mystery, the main thrill, and source of emotion. And most importantly, you are one of a kind. Here are the key elements of the story you create around yourself that will instantly spark attraction. Remember them. First, originality and uniqueness. You have to be unlike anyone else. Unpredictable in the way you speak and think. Your job here is to short-circuit her usual perception of men. You need to become a glitch in the system, an error in the matrix, something absurd she can't logically explain, but that makes her laugh, shocks her, and turns her on. Examples. You've got 3 balls. You're an undercover tester. You're in town to commit a terror. Or this one. You're a secret Tinder agent, working for the International Committee for Elite Breeding. Absurd? Yeah. But that's the whole point. Second, success with other women. Women are drawn to the man other women already want. When she sees or even hears that you have exes, fangirls, admirers, it kicks on a deep instinct. Why do other women want him? What am I missing? It's pack mentality, pure biology. Her subconscious automatically casts you as a man worth chasing. Had a story about a Brazilian girl flying in just to see you? Tell it. Your ex got jealous? Mention it casually. Other women flirting with you? Don't hide it. The key, present it like it's nothing special. Just another random thing that happened. Not bragging, but something that seems normal for you. Third, money. Not directly, not in a flashy way, but an image of success and resources. Like, you're a broke college student, but the son of a billionaire. Or you travel the world, off your hobby. Just a small hint that says, with this guy, there's movement, there's access. Fourth, health, energy, strength. You're active, fit, and alive. Not some mopey, tired guy complaining about life. You're about movement, vitality. Example, I run 10 kilometers every morning. Helps calm me down after those crazy night trips. Or, I read Forbes every night before bed. Helps me stay aware of where the world's heading. Fifth, sexuality. It should be implied, not said outright. You don't tell her, I'm amazing in bed. You create an atmosphere. Like, I test anonymously. It's part of my contract. Or, I once wasn't let into a country because airport security found a kit for terrorism in my luggage. She'll laugh and get turned on. Sixth, danger. Just a touch of the dark side. It amplifies all 5 previous elements. You don't need to be a psycho killer. But maybe I had a choice, either the FBI or permanent exile. Or I grew up in a neighborhood where they taught us to punch first, ask later. Let me give you some examples of stories that match these 6 elements. Story 1. My dad's been trying to straighten me out since I was 15. Before that, I was handling local business, a couple of venues, security gigs, cars with switch plates. You get it. Typical teen stuff. When my dad found out I rented an apartment with a actress, he gave me an ultimatum. Leave the country to study or go to jail. So I chose an MBA in Europe. Still under protection. By the way, had to change my passport name once. You ever had that happen? Oh, and I run at night to burn off adrenaline. Can't sleep otherwise. Recently ran in my boxers through a Singapore hotel, had a flashback mid-convo. Don't ask. Long story. Story 2. Technically, I'm a manager on paper. But in reality, I match lovers for rich women. Yeah, sounds wild, but you'd be surprised how much people pay for a quality man. I'm like a sommelier for men. I read energy, hand length, voice tone. I read everything. Ironically, I'm not on their list. Though once I almost got a 3-month contract in Dubai. Turned it down. I don't like being bought. Even though, in reality, I'm very expensive. I drink 2 liters of water daily, don't eat gluten, and meditate every morning. Sometimes I do anonymous reviews of for research institutes focused on balance. Story 3. I grew up in a family where they discussed business, not emotions. Dad was an engineer, Mom a criminal psychologist. At 17, I joined a closed group called the Pleasure Sect. There, they taught us how to touch people properly, first with the eyes, then the words, then the skin. We were hunted by several countries. I've had to change my citizenship 3 times. For some reason, women just can't let go of me. They come back after 2 years, 5 years. One even had a baby and swears it's mine, even though we never slept together. Or so she says. Now, I live simply, train on rooftops, read Japanese poetry, and fly to Geneva sometimes for consultations. Pretty wild, right? You just walked up to her and dropped that story, that legend, and instantly stood out from the boring gray crowd. The most important part of your story is the half-truth. Let's be honest. You probably still believe you need to be open, honest, and real with women. That you shouldn't lie. That truth is a sign of confidence. You were fed this since childhood. It's bad to lie. Just be yourself. Girls appreciate honesty. Let me hit you with something important. In no one plays fair. Everyone lies. And those who do it well get women. Those who stay 100% honest end up chatting endlessly and getting ghosted. Drop a comment. How often do you actually manage to turn a convo into a real date? But I'm not telling you to become some manipulative scumbag. I'm telling you to learn the golden rule. You don't have to lie. You just have to say things that can't be verified. You don't say, I hooked up with 3 models yesterday. You say, my ex kicked me out after she found a photo of me in a hot tub with 2 models. That was years ago, though. I was young and dumb. You don't say, I'm a recruiter for elite male escorts. You say, I once accompanied a lady to a private ball, and someone introduced me as a gentleman consultant. That label stuck. It's not a straight-up lie. It's half-truth, absurdity, a story that can't be confirmed or denied. And if she tries to fact-check it, it means you've already hooked her emotionally. Now here's the real secret. You have to say it with a straight face. No smirking. No just kidding. No winks. Stone face. Dead serious. You say it, and you believe it. Even if the story is full of ridiculous, totally unreal details. Because women laugh when they're turned on and confused at the same time. And the more confidently you say it, the more she thinks, wait, maybe he's actually serious. Truth in seduction isn't what actually happened. It's what she believes and what stirs a feeling inside her. Asterisk, asterisk. You say, I run every morning to stop myself from remembering that time in Thailand. I had to jump off a rooftop to escape a governor's wife. Dead serious. No smile. Let land. She might go, are you being serious right now? And you look her in the eyes and say, do I look like I'm joking to you? Boom. Either she's in or she's out. But you don't explain, you don't justify, you don't laugh with her. Remember this. If you laugh at your own joke, you're a clown. If you stay silent and she laughs, you're a virus. If she interrupts you with, no way, that can't be true. You just nailed it. Seduction isn't about a logical, clean story. It's about pulling her into your world, where you're the main character and she just can't look away. You must believe what you say. And if you do, she'll doubt it, laugh, try to test you, and then replay it in her head, get turned on, and start craving more. And finally, here's the last thing you need to remember. You must remain a mystery to her, wrapped in layers of secrets. Don't give her the full answer right away. Don't answer her questions directly. She asks, "So what do you do?" You say, "Take a wild guess." Let her invent anything. Just smile, nod silently, and let her imagination run wild. At that moment, she's already playing your game. And the more she plays, the more she thinks about you. And the more she thinks, the more addicted she becomes. You must stay that unsolved character. So, I want you to take this seriously and apply it. Test it on 10, 20 women, and just watch how different they start acting toward you. Of course, not every woman will bite. Each one responds to a different image and story. But when it works, it hits hard. Come back and drop your experience in the comments. I'd love to read it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment about what topics you want me to cover next, so I can help you level up your success with women. I'll see you in the next video.